Everyone, iOS 17.5 has officially came out, so let's go and take a look at it on the iPhone 11 and see if you should go ahead and install it. Now, spoiler alert, I do think you should install it on basically every single device out there. Now, this particular update on basically all my devices was anywhere from 5 to 6 gigabytes because I was coming from the beta. So if you're on the beta going to the official version, it's going to be, big, probably not that big. If you're coming from 17.2, 17.1, or iOS 16, expected to be probably anywhere from like 4 to 6 gigabytes as far as I can tell. Now, this update brought a lot of cool stuff to the table. One of the coolest things is that we are getting this new wallpaper within this particular update. So it is this Pride wallpaper. There's, you can download it online and everything. So if you have an older iPhone, you can still install it or just download it. But that is basically the new update that we're getting. There's a lot of other, improvements in the back end, but I do think 17.4 was a bigger update overall. One of the big things here is that Apple News is basically giving us offline mode. Now, me personally, I don't even use Apple News. I don't even think I have it, so here it is. We basically now have an offline mode in this particular application. So that in and of itself is a really, really cool thing. There's a new game inside of this particular application, which I think is like trying to compete with like New York Times games. There's a scoreboard game in here too, which is another really cool thing. It's like a puzzles kind of thing. So that's something that's really cool. We're also getting new tracking notifications. So if somebody's going through, essentially if you have a Bluetooth tracker that's, basically following you, it's like an anti-stalking, measure that Apple kind of implemented, which I think is really cool. So now if somebody is sending something like that, or if there's some sort of like Bluetooth tracker or something like that, those specific things will now notify you and it will try to go ahead and like let you know if those particular things are tracking you. And I do think that's a really cool feature in this particular update as well. Now, there's a lot of other cool little improvements that Apple threw in here too. It's going to take a little bit of time for us to officially get all of them, but for the most part, I will tell you it's a pretty big update for the things that we talked about earlier. I don't know if this is like going to be the biggest update of all time, and I do think iOS 17.4 was overall a bigger update when I kind of came down to it, but I do think it's a very, very big update, and if you have an iPhone 11, I would 100% recommend installing it. If you're on iOS 17.4, I don't know if it's like necessary for you to install it right now if you don't want to. You could wait until people kind of update it and install it and kind of see what happens after, but for the most part, it's a cool little update. I like it, and so far it hasn't broken my iPhone 11, so that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.